Weekly News is back, everyone. This time around we have our second edition of Weekly News, and of course guys, as usual, we're going to be discussing and heading into some really interesting news as well as best Reddit post reaction of the week. Now I kind of do apologize for the past 2 weeks that we didn't have weekly news, but there are very specific reasons as to why, and I would definitely make up to you guys. For yes, I was away with my family on an autumn Japanese trip. So yes, that basically went for, you know, around like 9 days, and then I was back here for last week. However, last week we didn't really have any specific news to discuss, so I kind of waited for this whole week to compile so that we have a very much good video for me to discuss. Now, as I have mentioned to you guys, I will be making up a little bit for the past week of not having weekly news, and that I will be showing you a very quick, you know, small vlog of me being on the trip to Japan. And yes, currently when I was there, it was autumn and the leaves there were absolutely stunning. So yes, for those of you who don't usually get to see autumn scene, this time around let's go ahead and enjoy, you know, Inazuma in real life when it is autumn. So yeah, that was a very quick vlog. Hopefully you guys did enjoy and kind of know a little bit more of Japan if you don't really know too much. But well, yeah, if you're someone who really much enjoy Genshin Impact, I'm very much sure that we know a lot about animes in Japan. But yes, aside from that, we do have quite a lot of interesting news to be going through today, in which we will dive into right now. And so it is that time of the year again when Game Award is being voted. Now, with Genshin being in its 3rd year, if I remember correctly, Genshin did have some kind of award for 2 years before. And this time around, the game has also been awarded with PlayStation Partner Awards 2023 Grand Award. Therefore, it's a happy day for Genshin players again, especially you free play, as we're getting a total of extra 800 primo. Definitely a time when you'd like as much primo as you can, since many have pulled for Furina and is now saving up for Navia. On top of that, there's also data from Game Awards player's voice, with Genshin being number 16th. While for a game that's been out for quite some time now, having a place like that is decently okay. However, considering there's so many good games that was out this year, it's definitely hard to compete for having higher ranking than that or on top 10s. Now on Honkai Star's side, there's also good news, for it was awarded with Best Game of the Year on both Apple and Google Play Store, which is really nice. And so with that, we're getting a lot more free stellar jets for everyone. Moving on, we have a more serious of news, and this definitely needs a lot more attention from those of you who spend too much time playing games and need to actually touch grass. For it actually revolves around a student in China passes away after playing Genshin Impact continuously for 5 days. Now, this is a decently long article, so I won't be going through word by word, but basically there was a student from China who joined a 6-month internship with a video game company. Additionally, the student had signed a contract allowing them to play and stream Genshin Impact for more than 240 hours each month, which actually, guys, is like an 8-hour of stream every single day, not mentioning his other schoolwork that he's got to do. Now, this led to the student actually playing Genshin Impact for 5 days in a row, with the longest streak of playing continuously during that 5 days was actually 9 hours in one sitting, therefore leading to the student's death on November 10th due to exhaustion when the student was resting in the rented place near their school. Now guys, I'm sure we all love Genshin Impact, right? That's why we've been sticking with the game for so long. But seriously guys, touch some grass, get some fresh air now and then, because your body do love it. Though I kind of understand that if you're starting out in the game, there's so much things to do in Genshin and you kind of want to spend a lot of time. But for those who's been grinding the game for so long like me, I definitely can't sit for more than 8 hours a day just focusing on grinding Genshin Impact, as there's basically nothing to do. But either way, I do give my condolences to the student's family, and may this help you get a better lifestyle towards gaming if you are a little bit too focused on sitting on your chair all day. Alright guys, have you played one of the most depressing stories in the whole of Genshin Impact? Well, yes, that's none other than our Thelxie's adventure main event of this patch. While yes, Genshin have had plenty of depressing moments within the story, but for some reason as we move toward Fontaine, I feel like as if Hoyoverse is making things a lot more worse than usual, with most of the things and the story we go through involve certain kind of death within it. But while assuming you've already completed the event quest, as it's actually one of the shortest main event quests we've done, but it also have its own depth, where one of the main character Thelxie's, even though it is a robot penguin, but I'm still calling it the main character for yes, if you've already finished it, you are quite aware it is used its own code of communication toward us for the whole quest. And yes, I am basically 1,000,000,000% sure you guys like me has completely no freaking idea what it is trying to say. But thanks to some lovely mind out there on the internet, today we've finally known and understood what Thelxie was saying under his code. Now, I'll be referring to this article here. Obviously, everything I'm sharing here is my work, as of course guys, I'm not that smart. I'll be leaving a link to this article in the description so you guys can have a closer look if you do decide to, since I'll keep the decoding pretty brief. So Thelxie has been saying things, and you can definitely decipher what he's saying by decoding his language from Morse code. Obviously, afterward there will be additional steps to understand his coding, but yes, it is definitely well worth it, and certainly paints an already excellent event even better. So from using Morse code, we can see Thelxie's line in Act 1 being decoded as follows. I will be showing it on screen here. He actually had 2 lines during Act 1. Moving on to Act 2, he does have 3 lines and it is being decoded as this. And then on Act 3, which is the final act, he also has 3 lines and it is being decoded as like this. Now, even if you've already translated Thelxie's line via Morse code translator, they definitely comes up with so random alphabetical letters, and yes, it doesn't mean anything, at least it doesn't mean in English. Now, the real meaning and intention behind Thelxie's dialogue can only be understood if you run the text text through a cipher, and that is called the Caesar cipher. Where in this type of cipher, you will need to move all of the code once to the left, for example as shown on the picture right here. And therefore, if we do use the Caesar cipher, we'll be able to see Thelxie's code being decoded as like this. So after being decoded as this, definitely there's also another step to be done. Well, we need to translate it from the root language into English, and this is actually going to be French. And according to the article, why French, of course, is because Fontaine is a region that is largely inspired by France. And so definitely the last thing you just have to do is basically translate all of French into English, in which in Act 1, Thelxie would be having 2 lines regarding how are you and company. In Act 2, his next 2 lines translated would be that's it and I love you mom. And then Act 3 would be another how are you okay, and I love you mom once again. And so as we have seen in the end, Thelxie's line has always been very much sweet and of course incredibly sad. If you have went through the event, definitely Hoyoverse did put quite a lot of work into this. Even though it is quite short, it is a very much deep event quest that we did have to experience. But yes, in the end, his mom was definitely cured of her loneliness and is going to be getting better. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit more of a good ending on that part. Alright, moving on. If you're not aware of Hoyolab, it is the brainchild of Hoyoverse, which is a platform for their players to share any and all info related or non-related to their game, franchise, and merchandise. The non-related doesn't mean people are allowed to incite drama and cause pain for their friend. Now, for the sake of privacy, I would not mention their names or any of hashtag regarding this drama. But basically, I will sum it up very quick because it's kind of like a dispute between 2 friends. One of them definitely didn't like it and posted a hate post onto Hoyolab, which led to people, in which case we usually would call them without brain, to hate on the other friend, where this kind of people also starts kind of like a trend of hate posts targeting towards the other friend. Now, of course, some other people who do have the head and then stood up definitely swiftly brought the drama to an end. However, the main point here I want to drop is that let us all remember that we already have a platform like Twitter for drama. So yes, please let's keep it there and keep Hoyolab as wholesome as possible, and definitely remind ourselves to not lash out on others without very much a good reason to do so. Now, also on the topic of Hoyolab, there also has been some decent feature that was being added. Number 1 would be the current permanent event called Traveling Mimo, where you basically just open up the event daily to get coin for things you do in Hoyoverse games and exchange the coin for Primogems or Stellar Jades and so on. Number 2 would be a widget that allows you to get the picture frames from Hoyolab profiles of your favorite character. It's pretty simple, just keep the widget on your phone and meet your character daily through the widget, and after 30 days you get the frame for your Hoyolab profile. Do keep in mind that they are limited, so for collectors out there, this is your chance to show how much you love your favorite character. But yeah, you can definitely check the widget detail on Hoyolab for more info regarding this. Currently, from what I can see, it does look pretty good. And so those are some basic news that I want to cover throughout this week, in which I find that was pretty interesting to cover for you guys. Now we move on to the also fun parts of the video, which is reacting to some of the best chosen posts of Reddit this week, and some of it I really did find it to be funny, guys. First off is a Reddit post from the user Mikabito, and I would say that this is probably one of the funnest posts I've seen in a while. And yes, definitely I think you guys can do this too, you know, wherever you're in a community as well, which is basically ask me a question about Genshin, and as soon as I respond, edit your question to make me look like a complete idiot. And yes, definitely, as you would have guessed it, there have been some question edit and answer that's really funny, and I'll be showing some of the funny one here. First off, the answer would be fishing, where the question would be, what is the most satisfying thing you could do within the game? Yeah, wow, fishing. I don't know about you, but I haven't touched fishing ever since the first day that I actually came to the game. Well, the proof is that if you've seen in my game, I haven't actually gotten the catch, guys. I don't have the catch in my account, where definitely it is one of, if not the most important poem that you want to have on your account, but fishing was just too tedious for me, not the most satisfying to do for me in the game. I know that some of you guys can really enjoy this kind of things, you know, like the teapot fishing, doing whatever other things that you want to do. But for me, I just enjoy playing around with my characters. Alright, next up, the answer is because Electro is the element of mummies. And the question is, why Electrololature is so evil? Well, I would just leave it there for your imagination to run wild with this response. The answer is Mora. However, when you look at the question, I would definitely have to think twice about touching my Mora in the game from now on, or at least advise the main traveler to think twice about doing so after this, because oh my god, it's probably one of the most brilliant questions that we've got in quite a while. What 3 teammates would be the best for Alhaitham teams, you may ask? While the answer would definitely be Kaveh, their daughter, and their son. Wow, and I guess from everything that we have seen so far between Alhaitham and Kaveh, I would definitely guess that Kaveh would be the mother in this case then, huh? Alright, do you guys remember Aloy? Apparently 632 people have chosen her C6 R5 to basically be the best 5-star R5 C6 in the game right now. Oh my god, congratulations to Aloy, hooray! Up next, I was wondering if you're someone who has been asking for a skip button in Genshin Impact in quite some time. Well, definitely I will be someone to raise my hand because I would love to have a skip button, but well, yeah, it is not a thing up until now. But well, after seeing this post, I might actually think twice about asking Hoyoverse for having a skip button, for, you know, it is making our lovely princess sad. Visual, oh my god, please don't be sad. I just might or might not have been one of those people who actually said those kind of things to you. But yeah, seriously, maybe your lines can be a little bit shorter next time, Visual. Alright guys, I'm a little bit furious because I have been in Japan for quite a lot of days, yet I did not realize that this kind of products are being sold in Japan without my knowledge, because now you can basically smell like your main DPS apparently, since there are perfumes of your main DPS. Oh my god, there is even kuching being sold there. While of course I would definitely have given and bought this as a gift for my girlfriend, while obviously I would love to have her smell like kuching for some reason. But now that I've seen this is actually a product, I am really tempted and want to actually test out how this perfume smells like. If someone knows where to actually order this, yeah, you guys can definitely let me know, because I would love to get my hands on this. And finally, this may probably be one of the most heartwarming posts of the week, because yes, I didn't realize after spending so much time with Furina on my team, her E-skill also had the option to cheer up and give love to you after a hard working week. And yes, I know you guys, basically this is Sunday for you. Maybe some of you are already asleep and don't really want to wake up for the Monday tomorrow, but let Furina give you a slight hug. And yeah, it is definitely what I'm going to do now to my lovely Furina, because before ending the video, she definitely deserves a heartwarming hug, especially if you guys just finished Act 5 of the Archon quest. So guys, those are basically everything I'm going to cover in this weekly news 2. Hopefully it was very much enjoyable for you guys, because yeah, I did put a lot of work into this and I love to discuss all this too and have some fun with you guys during the weekend. So as I have said, I really wish you an amazing weekend or a happy Monday if you're already on the starting week. If you're new to the channel guys, don't forget to subscribe, because I post a lot of Genshin Impact video and fun videos regarding Genshin like this, so I'm sure it will be very valuable to you. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me till this part of the video, and with that I wish you a super day and I will catch you on my next video.